Well, I've analyzed this to say there are errors or slips of tongues, one too many. Just on Saturday at the Lagos APC rally at the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Surulere, where there was a massive turnout as expected for the APC presidential candidate, he had mentioned that people should get their APV or APC, whereas he was meant to say PVC to turn out en masse to vote. Earlier in Jos, he had actually referred when he was saying God bless, he was going to say God bless his party, APC, and he said PD, APC. Some of these things have been trending. At the Kaduna Investment Summit earlier in October this year, he had said the governor, who is a member of his party and one of his supporters, was turning a rotten situation to a bad one. So there are many, what people would term as gaffes that the presidential candidate of the APC has made in recent times. We could, a human being is a human being. So you're allowed to make errors, you can make mistakes, you might not be, for the sake of argument, an excellent orator or public speaker. And so when you're in front of people, you tend to make mistakes. However, unfortunately, this has brought into question the capacity of the APC presidential candidate to vie for the highest office in the land if he's unable to properly address people without making an error. Indeed, people have asked questions around other things, even beyond what he said at during speeches. And famously, the House of Reps Speaker, Honorable Bajabiamila, had said, thrown as if challenging people who had mocked him or made him trend on social media, saying that if they're asking a lot of questions. If they ask you who is Tinubu, tell them that he's the greatest politician. If they ask you what is his age, tell them to go and ask his mother. Funny and little things like this that politicians essentially should not use to distract the main issue. So oftentimes when we find candidates throwing jabs at one another, it then becomes a distraction to the main issue. The truth is that the highest office in the land, is an important and critical one indeed. We have a country to fix. We have a nation that is not in the best state economically, health-wise, in different sectors. And so we're looking for the best man for the job. What we have said consistently and urged the candidates to do is to face the issue squarely, to address issues. Yes, you can make a comment about your candidate, but more than that, what should be making headlines this morning should be what they hope to do and the quality of the statements that they are making.
Dr. Basi?
Okay. It's as follows. In that statement by Frank Shaibu, responding to the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, on behalf of his boss, the PDP presidential candidate, well, I was shocked that Frank Shaibu has such level of toxicity within him, because he not only threw kitchen utensils at Asiwaju Bola Tinubu of the APC, he removed the whole sink and threw in his face. Complete below the bed attack, slanderous, attacks, hate speech, use of foul language, use of indecorous language, including saying that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is looking for an automatic employment without going through an interview. He even said he has to clear issues about his name, his identity, his education, and even hinted at his connection with heroin trafficking and all that. I mean, I don't want to restate all the details, even accusing him of dementia. Now, let's go to the basic principles. Again and again, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, are told this politicians and their surrogates that, look, hate speech, abusive language, foul language amount to a violation of the Electoral Act. And there are specific sections. There are sections 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, saying that, in fact, there could be penalties for this use of intemperate language. The PDP may hide under the cover that okay, they are responding to Asiwaju Bola Tinubu saying that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar is over-ambitious and ungrateful. And hence, they've come at him with the kitchen sink and everything else inside the kitchen, including knives and threw everything at him. But you see, we have to go to the basic principle that this business or campaign must be conducted in a civil manner, in a decorous manner, without, the politicians abusing each other. Nigerians are not interested in abuse. Nigerians are interested in how they want to solve the problem that Nigerians face going forward. The PDP spokesperson, speaking on behalf of his boss, says, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu does not want to come for a debate, and that they are inviting him to a full television interview. Okay, that may be excused, but all the other argumentum ad hominem in that statement, I think is simply overboard. The second point is that this proves the point that some people have made, that perhaps the surrogates of the presidential candidates, their spokespersons, should also be made to sign peace accord, because violence takes many forms. Sometimes some people can have diarrhea of the mouth that can cause violence, and which was why the INEC chairman was saying the Constitution, the Public Order Act, the Police Act, and also specific sections of the Electoral Act 2022 do not allow for the use of foul language that can cause public disorder. And unless INEC and the relevant agencies begin to apply sanctions under the law, I hope this kind of situation will not completely degenerate. The Tinubu camp has not yet responded to this attack, but I don't know what they are going to throw. Maybe they too will enter the kitchen and look for whatever weapons are still available and throw back. But that's not what Nigerians want. That's not what the guidelines and the relevant laws recommend. So maybe the surrogates will also have to sign a peace accord. The third point, the presidential candidate of the PDP was saying that, perhaps Asiwaju Bola Tinubu should be given the honor of the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Well, the only man I know who bears that title, GCFR, is Gbenga Adeyinka the First, the popular comedian, who introduces himself as Gbenga Adeyinka the First, GCFR. But maybe there is still space for that. But you see, as a political attack, I think it's a bit off color. And we hope that, language, the place of language in political campaign will be something that, both the political leaders and their surrogates will pay specific attention to. It may provide entertainment, but it takes attention away from the major issues that concern us as a people. It takes attention away from the priorities that Nigerians have defined and that we continue to emphasize and underline on this program, namely issues about the economy, issues about infrastructure, issues